Hey, give me a cold one. Honey, take a cold one. Welcome back to another episode of the Gaming Dads. Yeah. This week we're starting our weekly waiver wire series, baby. Going to be covering all things fantasy football. As always, please like and subscribe. And if you really want to help us grow this channel, give us a share on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever the world you use. And we're going to get right into it today, baby. Why don't you take us in?
All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. Like you said before, this is the waiver wire, but we're going to go over some quick injuries. We're mostly going to be going over offensive players because that's the big majority of your points. If there's some big defensive people that go down, like Aaron Donald or J.J. Watt, we'll hit you up and let you know. But first and foremost, let's get into it. Denver Broncos, wide receiver. They lost Jerry Jeudy. He was a little bit nerve-wracking. He is my wide receiver too, so I was freaking out. They carted him off the field. I was like, oh, crap. Time to get frantic, but it wasn't a big deal. It ended up being a high ankle sprain. We're looking to have him back by mid to late October. No big deal. Also, who went down? Raheem Mostert from the 49ers. That is rough. He was really good last year, and he was looking to be their number one. But he does have a knee injury.
And I think last week you called him out as one of your favorites, all right?
He is pretty solid, yeah, man. He's pretty good. But he's been ruled out, and he will be on IR for 8 weeks. So you'll definitely pick up one of these.
8 weeks? That's half a season. Bye.
It's a long time. So you'll definitely keep going down below here and get these wide receivers that these running backs we'll be talking about here in the waiver wire. Green Bay lost a tight end, Josiah DeGora, and he took a little knock to the dome piece. And he'll be out for a week, at least a week minimum, maybe 2, with the concussion protocol.
All right, and that brings us to the Washington football team, which had a huge setback when, Ryan Fitzpatrick got destroyed. We think it's a hip injury. We're not sure. They had an MRI Monday to see how severe. Another 8 weeks. Now, I would just like to point out, who got stuck with this quarterback in our league? Oh, wait. I did. Why did I get stuck with this quarterback in our league? Oh, because the backup quarterback I wanted, someone stole. Thanks so much for that, Seth. Thanks so much, buddy.
Well, if you're lucky, because I put him back on the waiver wire for you, so you can go pick him up. Seahawks lost Rashad Penny. He left us Sunday's game with a calf injury. Hasn't been I don't think it's too serious. It hasn't been really released on how serious it is, but he should be nothing more than an RB3 for you anyway, because Carson is their number one running back.
And last but not least, Phillies wide receiver Arcega Whiteside suffered an ankle injury against Atlanta and did not return. We're hoping it's just a light sprain, but we will let you know as soon as we know.
For any updated information, just go down to the description. We'll put a link in the description below, and you can click on that and it'll give you any updated injuries. So that wraps up the injuries for this week. Moving on to the waiver wire, which you've been looking for. These are the people that you're going to be wanting to pick up. We're starting out at the running backs. The number one pickup for this week, with Mostert going down, will be Eli Mitchell from the 49ers. This kid came in and did magical things. So he mustered up a good solid 16.4 points in standard leagues with 19 rushes, 104 yards, and a touchdown. Everybody thought it was going to be a different running back they picked up at their draft pick 2, but it ended up being their 6th pick. So, hey, Eli Mitchell, I grabbed him. Put your boy back on the waiver wire. I grabbed Mitchell. Let's get it in.
Come on, Matt Jones. You can do better than you did last week. It was your first week, and, last year, even Brady started off crap in Tampa Bay. So, yeah. I got faith. Next up, we're thinking Jamal Williams from the Detroit Lions, all right?
Yep.
I know that they have Swift, and I know you're a big fan of Swift, okay? But true out touch Swift.
Swift out touch Williams, 11-9. Not a big deal. It's all good. We're new to this, guys. But Goff did target the duo. It's going to be a committee.
20 times. 20
he
times,
targeted them
man.
20 times. So.
And you were saying he definitely prefers to target the middle of the field. And with him getting 25 fantasy points in a PPR league last week, that's a hell of a good ad. Like, super awesome. So if your roster has a stowaway, or like you who got a goose egg last week and still won, I'm so jelly. Or a flex position, he rushed 9 times for 54 yards, and he got a TD, and he was targeted 9 times, again catching 8 of them for another 56 yards. I'm not saying he's going to be baller, but this may be your new pick this year that does well so far from what I can see. He's a running back 3 position for sure.
Yep. And if Swift goes down, he'll be easily a RB1-2. So, last but not least, Mark Ingram, Texans. This is a kind of a mess of a backfield, right? So they got 3 different backs that they're running with, but Mark Ingram seems to be the lead back. He had 26 touches, which is obscene. And in fantasy football, volume is key. So 26 touches, and he's running. I mean, he only ran for 86 yards and had a touchdown, but he had a rough matchup. So I think he's got the Jet. On the other hand, it was against the Jags, and they're not really known. I'm sorry. He had the Jags, and they're not that great. But I think it'll be okay. I would pick him up if you're hurting. We'll see.
I think I'm going to pick him up over the one I got from Miami. Shoot.
I don't know. Anyway, wide receivers. Marvin Jones, Jacksonville Jaguars. 5 receptions out of 9 targets, 77 yards, and a touchdown. New quarterback stud, Trevor Lawrence. I think everybody thinks he's going to be better than Patrick Mahomes. That's a long stretch.
Well, everybody thinks they're the new Patrick Mahomes or the new Tom Brady, but at the end of the day, they're not, because they are Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. If you want to be that good, you got to make a name for yourself.
That's true. So I think Marvin Jones is definitely their most seasoned wide receiver on that team, and he'll be the workhorse, I guess, if you will. So if you need a wide receiver, Marvin Jones could be it.
And then we're thinking next up on wide receivers, Sterling Shepard. He's a Giant. He caught 7 of 9 targets for 113 yards, and he got a touchdown. If you've had Shepard in the past, as I know I have, he has definitely let you down. But we're going to call it this coming week. He's going to get some points for you and do good. I think Jones looked most comfortable throwing to him.
For sure.
And he could definitely be the best new addition this year for the Giants.
100%.
Definitely.
And especially with Kenny Golladay there now, it pulls some of that defense away. I think it'll be nice. I think Sterling Shepard will have a nice season this year. And then last but not least, in the wide receiver positions here, we're going to go with Tim Patrick from the Broncos. With Jerry Jeudy going out, this will be your next man up. That's right. So they have... He did get all 4 of his passes. He caught all 4 of his passes for 39 yards and a touchdown. So I think he'd be solid. I mean, he's only owned in 2% of all Yahoo leagues, so it should be an easy pickup.
This will be a long shot, like 2%. We're thinking we see something a lot of people don't see. We'll get back to you on that and definitely let you know how it goes next week. We're gonna move on to tight ends. Juwan Johnson with the Saints. He was 3 for 3 last week, 21 yards and 2 touchdowns. I know this is kind of like boom or bust. Like, he's either going to get you a ton of points or probably none. But he was targeted for 45% of his passes in the tight end slot. And as you like to say, this is definitely a committee. There's 3 tight ends. There's a lot of people they want to move the ball around too. But with him getting 2 TDs last week, I think he's going to be the workhorse for sure. If you got an extra spot, definitely grab him. He's got a very low rate of only 10% of leagues have rostered him. So this will be another baller called by the Gaming Dads.
All right, so another pickup from the Jags is James O'Shaughnessy, or Principal O'Shag Hennessy.
O'Shag Hennessy, I like it.
He caught 6 of his 8 targets, 48 yards and a touchdown. He did have a touchdown stolen from him from the other tight end, the blocking tight end. But hey, that happens sometimes. But I think he'll be the number one receiving tight end from Trevor Lawrence. Last but not least,
I love that name, dude. I'm gonna draft him and put him on my bench just
to have
that
him.
name. Yeah.
Last but not least, we have Jared Cook from the Chargers. So the vet went 5 for 8, 56 yards. Being this happy pass offense and Herbert looking great, I think this will be a good pickup for you, especially if you're struggling in the tight end position. All right, man, let's go over these quarterback slots. I'll go first with the James Winston from the Saints. Had a heck of a week in our league. So 14 of 20 completion rate. No picks, which is super surprising for Winston.
Yeah.
148 yards, 5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns from this quarterback. Ain't no one knows, ain't no one heard of.
No, you've heard of him. So he used to be the Bucs quarterback before we got Tom Brady, and he was a pick-throwing mofo. I am not sold on Jameis Winston yet. This is game 1. Maybe this is his game script, maybe not. But I am a little bit weary. But if you need a quarterback, Jameis Winston was putting up some numbers. 5 touchdowns is crazy. 148 yards is
148 yards is lacking, but 5 touchdowns on a quarterback on a new team, that's looking really good.
It is pretty good.
Next up, we got Terry Bridgewater with the Broncos. He
Teddy.
28 of 36 passes for an impressive 264 yards with 2 TDs. Saf is a huge Bridgewater fan. I used to be a Broncos bandwagon fan back in the day. Clearly they suck nowadays, but we're going to see. Hopefully they have a better season this year. We're really liking Bridgewater. We like what we saw in week 1. He's got some serious weapons. He's got Judy Chop, Sutton. He's got Noah Fant. Noah Fant is the up-and-comer. He's really going to be baller. They're looking like they might be the Broncos of old, man. They're looking like they might really do something this year.
I will tell. So Bridgewater's great, man. He's been jumping around from team to team. Started out with Carolina, but now I think he's finally settled here at home in the Broncos, and I think that team sets him up well. Last but not least, we're going to go with Justin Fields from the Bears. All right, Fields is very limited play, so this is not going to be somebody you're going to grab and be like, oh, I'm going to throw him in and he's going to play. No, he's still behind Andy Dalton, but it is definitely his offense to take, and they definitely want him to be their head quarterback. So I think as the time gets going and the tempo gets going, I think Fields will see more and more play. So that week wraps up our weekly waiver wire, and we hope that you pick up some good players from this and get some good production. Sorry for the craziness. We're new to it, and it's early in the morning. We wanted to get this video out early enough that you guys can still grab some people off the waiver wire.
Yeah, we're always gonna try to get it out sooner and do more content. But you know how it is, life happens.
That's right.
We're really excited. We're really excited for fantasy football this season. We're loving it. I'm hating last week, but I got hope because I'm not playing freaking core this week. You got stuck playing core this week, buddy. You ready for the ass whooping?
I'm gonna take him down.
Dude, he got 163 points last week. My lord, man.
Yeah, have a good week. But again, thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Share with your friends. I promise to put out more content. Be on the lookout for our start and sit video coming up probably in another day or two. Probably another day because Thursday starts the games. So Wednesday, look for our start and sit. And thank you.
And with that said, my man, Game and Dance out.